Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Paladins Patch Notes show for OB39. 'Tis the season to be merry. Hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving, and of course, all of us here at Hi-Rez wish you the best in the holidays. And because it is the holiday time, we got a lot to talk about today. My name is Rainy, and I'm joined by Hi-Rez Pretty Hair, Hi-Rez Alyssa, and of course, none other than the lead designer of Paladins, Hi-Rez Dry Bear. How are you all doing today?
Fantastic.
This is simultaneous fantastic.
Fantastic.
I'm dandy, actually.
Oh, you're dandy.
More of a dandy today.
Like a candy? Maybe like a candy cane?
A candy dandy?
Dandy?
I could
No.
be a candy dandy.
Okay,
I think it just started raining, too.
Yeah.
It might have.
Yeah. Is it the right day
It's
for
not
that?
going to rain
It
on
could
this
be.
parade, though.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I like it. A lot of double entendres being thrown out here, but we've got a lot of things to cover, and I'm sure you are excited to get into it, as am I. So let's move quickly into some of the new updates for this patch. Of course, coming up is actually going to be an adjustment to the Founders Pack. Alyssa, maybe you want to kind of talk us through what that is going to look like.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Founders Pack is getting updated. All the Founders Packs are going to include +10 Radiant chests and all of the default standard voice packs.
Wow.
And that's retroactive as well. So everyone that's purchased
Whoa.
any
Oh,
of the
snap.
Founders Packs previously are going to get those +10 Radiant chests and the standard Champion voice packs.
Yeah, we really wanted to try and kind of bring the value back into that because obviously we had the Founders Pack because you're a founder, right?
Right.
In early stages of closed beta, we had kind of a really strong value there. And obviously as we get closer and closer to the end of open beta, we will make sure that we split that out and make sure the people that were there early felt like they got a good value out of it. But we felt that the base level pack just wasn't valuable enough, so we want to toss in 10 Radiant chests. Also, as if you're a new player kind of coming into Paladins, one of the best feelings is just basically to open a bunch of chests, get some cards, get some skins, and kind of get that feeling in there. So we wanted that back, and also just wanted to people feel like they had that ambiance during the game by getting the base default champion voice packs.
Fantastic. I know that's something that I think is going to be great for the new player experience, as you mentioned, but also people who just already had that, getting some extra chests for free, which is beautiful, so always a fan of that. And of course, we are including some other things that will actually get extra value for you, and that's with the boosters. They're getting a little bit of added bonus effect here.
Right, so the boosters are now applied to daily login rewards. So it's going to add 5 crystals and 200 gold additional to your daily login rewards each day.
Dang.
So what? That means I'm getting like, what, 35 extra crystals a week or something of that nature, right? 5
Around
crystals
there,
a day?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
if
so
I'm
the way it
logging in
works
every
is
day?
you get, as long as the booster's active, if you collect a daily login reward, you will get 5 crystals and 200 gold. And this is an addition. It's kind of it's separate from the amount you get normally.
Sure.
This is kind of just to make people feel like when they're boosted, they're kind of getting more value out of that and kind of remembering to log in every day and get that bonus.
It's a great deal. I got the month booster. I keep it up. And crystals are hard to come by for me. So
I actually have
I'm very...
about 2,800 days on my dev account because there was a bug when we were making them, so I'm set for life.
You're set for life. The lead
That's
designer.
many years.
Wow. The lead designer has many crystals as he wants. I never would have anticipated that.
It's weird.
Rory.
It's very weird. It's
Yeah.
very weird.
System is...
It's actually how they pay me. It's kind of...
That could be tough.
It has its ups and downs.
It makes it worth
Where
it.
do you live, by the way? Because I don't know
I
any
actually live in
apartments that take-
Timber Mill, and
Okay.
I use plushy Makoa just to keep myself warm.
I was going to say, winter time, you're going to need
It's
that.
great. It's great.
Good. We got the Ying coming up. We got a Ying Twitch link, basically, for your account. That's going to be the next kind of little snippet that's coming to you. If you're able to actually link your account to Twitch, that's your Hi-Rez account, you're going to actually gain a cool Ying weapon skin for free, essentially. And that is what it is right there. So make sure you go onto your Hi-Rez account and actually link your Twitch account, and that skin will show up just for you. So that's just a little bit of integration kind of gratitude there.
Yeah, link your account. You get the weapon for Ying for free.
Yep.
And obviously, this allows us to do some really cool kind of giveaways on Twitch in the future.
Awesome. So we've got a very festive time of year. We've talked about it. You know, Christmas lights are already going up. Kwanzaa is a big. That's a great holiday that I don't know much about. So I really don't. But I know that it's wonderful. It's celebrated somewhere, and we've also got some things that are going to be celebrated in the realm, and that's with the festive chest. The festive chest coming out, much like you saw the colossal chest last patch. We have a brand new chest with brand new things coming out into it, and man, Rory, you guys did a fantastic job of all the stuff you put in here. It's awesome.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to the art team on this one, and they ended up creating some really cool things, keeping the theme of kind of the holidays and the winter season, at least in the States, obviously. Right. And you saw the chest there, kind of full of candy cane goodness. So, you'll see a lot of really cool takes on some of the champions we have. We have one full skin for Evie that includes all 3 parts. Then we have kind of some broken up pieces for some of the champions, some reindeer antlers for Androxus, and some other pieces, some snow on Grover. So kind of keeps that festive, and it will function just like the Colossal chests. So every time you get an item out of it, you will get no duplicates. So we keep going to get to the end, so you get all the items. There's 10 items in it, so 10 rolls, and you'll get all of it.
Great. And I think we do have some of those items that we'll be able to show you on screen that will allow you to kind of take a look at what's happening. There's the
She looks so smug. Look at
head.
that.
She's got the festive
She did not want this photo taken.
She's like, why are you taking a photo of me in the middle of winter
She's
right
embarrassed that she's wearing a toboggan. She's supposed to be kind of the tough girl.
Hey, it's cute.
It's a cool
cute
toboggan.
beanie.
And there she is in game. You can see her model. You might be able to give her a spin, but that is the beanie.
I like the
And that's
beanie,
just
man.
the head item, right? So, and
Yeah.
it's kind of what we're theming this is kind of allowing more customization to the characters rather than, always making full skins. It's trying to make customization
Exactly.
options for different parts of the body and the head and the weapon. You can mix together in cool
Yeah.
ways. So this is just the head for Kinessa.
And next up we have Androxus. You mentioned the reindeer antlers, and there they are, looking as merry as ever. And boy, the nose on
Driver's
top of
favorite
it.
reindeer.
This is going to be a sore sight to see when he is killing you in game.
I love it because he's such a dark character, and
This
then
is-
to
yeah.
see him wearing
It's like
this,
serial killer.
His curse takes
Level.
really strange forms sometimes. He can't control it. It's this dark energy swirling through his arm, and sometimes it just creates these weird images.
We've got not only Androxus, but Barrick getting a little bit of love in this chest as well. You'll see his festive blunderbuss taking the route of just kind of the stereotypical Christmas colors there. Nice little kind of wrapping paper
like a sweater.
feel. Yeah, like a sweater almost.
Yeah.
It's really cool for him and goes really well with just his base kind of uniform there. So I actually really like that. Just throw that weapon in. You already got a little mix-up, little style in your Barrick game. And, of course, next up, speaking of style, the handsome man himself, Shaolin, getting that little candy cane-style bow with the bells. Actually, not the bells. Those look like bells, but they're what are those called?
Little
Ornaments.
Ornaments.
That's what it is.
Little jingle things.
Bulbs.
Yeah, bulbs. Okay, bulbs. And that's him in-game as well. Nick, you like this game?
cane?
You're staring
Little
at it like,
sweetness.
yeah, you like it.
Little peppermint love here for
Yeah.
Shaolin.
Eat some peppermint
The
bark. shoot
arrows
people.
were peppermint as well there.
Yeah,
I'm all about it.
Yeah, it looks good, and it's going to play good as well. The newest champion in Paladins, of course.
You
if
hit somebody
haven't
with an
played
impale,
him
you're going to give them diabetes.
yet. Hey, holla! That's right, especially during
Or
the
joy.
holidays.
Or
Or joy.
joy.
Exactly.
Some holiday joy.
Well, speaking of joy, I think this one will bring Nick and many other fans joy. Grover
Hey.
gets an incredible update. This is technically a headpiece for
right.
Grover.
So you could wear this with the kind of the frozen Grover body and mix
Okay.
that together. You could also be kind of silly and keep it with the base one and kind of do that. So it ends up filling all the leaves with some snow, and then they have the Christmas lights
There we
in there, and
go.
those actually do kind of light up and flash. So there were some challenges with kind of getting this one to work right. As you can see, the snow kind of moving with the leaves.
Yep.
So I got to give credit to the art team on kind of putting this one together and keeping it all in the sense of Grover, but making it look awesome.
I love the way that you just mentioned it, the customization. I mean, all these little additions, they really add up over the course of, as the patches keep rolling out, there's so many more ways to style your champion, really make it feel unique to you. And I think this is really accomplishing that goal very well.
You know, the best part about this one is when spring has come,
Oh, yeah.
the lights and the snow grow with it. There's this giant Christmas tree feel
Oh,
to it.
man.
The snowdrift
It's
gets
kind of
way
terrifying.
bigger.
Yeah, Grover's such a good champion to make skins for.
I mean, Winter was already pretty much the coolest one there, but this kind of like fleshes out the skin and makes
Yeah.
it almost feel
Oh, yeah.
like an epic.
It
That's
looks
right.
so good with the winter body. It really does.
You got to get the winter body. Only it looks like 125 crystals, so make sure you save up for that. And of course, one of the champions that's been getting all the hot love with skins, he gets another one here for his weapon. That's Makoa. He's going to shoot snowballs out of his cannon. How cool is that?
Damn.
He's pretty nonchalant about it here.
He is.
He's stoked.
It's almost like he
man.
didn't even realize it happened.
He's like staring off. He's just like zoning out.
He's gone from
what's he gonna do
cannonballs
later?
to yarn balls to snowballs. Nothing phases Mako these days.
That's right. Just he doesn't. As long as it kills people, he's okay with it.
Is he going to have like a spaghetti cannon at one point and shoot like
He does
meatballs?
seem to
Don't tempt us.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was a little hungry. I need a big
So you'll see that kind of cool wrapping paper treatment there. It does have kind of the frozen ice coming off the bottom of it, and it does fire the snowballs. So
Gots to
this
check
is
the
an
email.
epic weapon to pick up. It does have a projectile and VFX change, visual effects change to the weapon itself, so it's pretty cool.
You actually see that in the emote. I think that's what they were trying to do there, just to showcase the snowballs coming up, and there it is in the emote.
Boom.
Sound
So
effects
festive.
brought to you by Nick.
I'm here for you, Paladins fans. I'll always be here for you.
And moving on from Makoa, we do have the young Volpine himself, Pip, getting a little bit of love. And this one is just, I don't know what it is about this, but I love this.
The
Adorable.
second grader wrapping
It's
paper.
it's adorable.
Yeah, it's adorable. You know?
This
The
is this is your
snowman.
present from your nephew that he made the wrapping paper
Yeah, it's like
himself.
bad. It's like a bad wrapped present, but it's really cute.
It's perfect for Pip.
And this just gets me in the spirit too. And again, just what a beautiful weapon to add to him. There are no effects to this, right? But it's just a perfect visual.
This is a rare kind of recolor texture for the weapon itself.
Beautiful.
But I actually really like the kind of the gold trim on the mouth of it.
Yeah.
That kind of allows that to.
Gives it more of a toy feel, right?
Yeah.
I do like that. And now it is time to go into the main event. The Winter Witch herself will be getting that Mary collection. And so we will be able to actually take a look at her in-game and see Evie in a map with her brand new Merrymaker collection.
With the duds. Yep. So this is the whole kit and caboodle: the weapon, the head, and the body.
Yeah, so the green hair with the red bows on top would be the head item. The rest of it would be kind of the body customization option.
Okay.
And then the weapon itself is also separate. This does come with some VFX changes, and again, some really cool stuff with the peppermint in the middle and kind of the cookies on top that the art team kind of put there, and some VFX changes there. And it's also, I personally like how fluid this goes with other options, right? Even just
Right.
the green hair with the really nice kind of red contrast.
Oh, yeah.
You can use that with other skins, and it ends up looking
Yeah,
really
with
great.
the bows, it's really cute.
Yeah, I think that just keeping that in mind as well, it's so important to realize that you just have so many different customization options, maybe just like that gingerbread weapon, and that it's hard for a gingerbread weapon not to go with anything. I mean, gingerbread,
Yeah.
that goes with a lot.
When you look at it too, and you take the normal base kind of Evie weapon, and then you ask someone who's not an artist how to make that into a gingerbread weapon. It's like, hold on, what?
Wait, what? Huh?
But it ends up looking really cool.
It's
It's kind of the
perfect.
trimming, the frosting, and those kind of things. So.
The little thing, the red mint in the middle, like that's beautiful. Like you get at the end of restaurants when you're done. I love that. And so I think we will be able to actually see this in game and see her flying. You talked about some VFX. What level of skin is this? Would this be like an epic? Okay,
Yeah.
so this is an epic.
That's right.
And what differentiates like an epic from like a rare, basically?
Usually it's really strong theming. We also don't do visual effects changes for the rare weapons. Those are
Okay.
usually just kind of very small kind of model updates and some texture cleanups and stuff like that, or some kind of strong color shifts. But with the big, strong theming as well as VFX and usually a lot of sound changes as well, that's when you hit epic tier and above.
Okay, great. And so will we be able to see this in game? Okay, cool. We will. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't stalling for no reason. But yeah, the VFX is great, and there are some that I don't want to spoil yet because I mean you just want to kind of hear them as you go in. But very reminiscent of Christmas Eve, I would say.
So when you
Christmas
get a,
Evie?
Christmas Evie.
When you
oh
get a,
wow.
When you get a skin like this, is the VFX and stuff based off the weapon or the head or the body? Because if you want to use like the Troublemaker guitar with this, which will it take?
It's attached to the weapon right now.
Ah.
And as we kind of get more fancy with the VFX changes and stuff like that, we'll look at options to potentially put that on different pieces. But there's the ice block,
Merry
giant
Christmas.
present there.
You're dead.
And obviously with the cookie crumbler shooting those snowflakes coming out. And then actually if we get some sound in here, the sound team did a great job in kind of adding some extra sound additives to this. So if you did sound and did the soar, you hear the sleigh bells ringing.
Those sleigh bells
Yep.
jingling,
Those sleigh
ring, ting,
bells ring.
tingling too.
But the problem with this is that it just turns that sound into something insidious, right? Because if you hear this, you're probably about to die.
Yeah. It's over.
1,200 damage, sweet.
And I'm dead.
And here's a present too.
Yep.
Your present is I'm staying alive and getting out of this still.
And then Evie's got probably one of those BM emotes in the game.
Oh man.
The leg kick in the bow.
I don't know. The Fernando butt spank is probably the worst one.
Oh, that is a good
That one sends me into a blind rage.
And there it is. She's just going to be ready to style. You got to pick this up. This is the winter. This is a skin that I was a little hesitant about Evie getting like another skin because she got a great Troublemaker skin. But now I'm just like, bring it on. Evie has such a good theme for potentially able to use the skins with her ice block, and you can change something out of that. And I think this just turned out phenomenally. So I'm going to pick this up as soon as possible.
Now, one thing you'll see on screen here is we are kind of running through the map Ice Mines. This map did see kind of a minor theming update. It's still kind of the same map. We didn't do a cleanup or rework of this, but we did kind of add in some additives that help it stand out a bit. One thing I will mention as well, this is not kind of the final piece. Usually when we do lighting passes or kind of cleanups and polish, that comes towards a late stage of the process, and that just hasn't happened here. So some of these dark areas and some of these kind of texture presentations are not final. The teams are still kind of going to town on this one, but we did kind of get a theming update for this one, and we are planning to do more of a kind of overhaul for this map, mainly because we just feel it's not playing up to the standard we feel it should be. There's some cleanups around the layouts and the cover and how the payload cart pushes, and also how easy it is to push the payload cart all the way to the end. Those will be coming in future patches, but the art team was really excited about getting some kind of theming updates to make this map stand out a little bit more.
Excellent. Right in time for the holiday season as well. And so taking a look at Evie, that is going to be the Merry Maker collection, and go ahead and pick that up when you get into game. We're going to come back and talk about not only skins, but of course the champions themselves. It's time to discuss balance with my man Pretty Hair. And Nick, you and I, we talk about this kind of stuff all the time, but there's going to be quite a significant amount of changes coming in this patch. A lot to be excited about, I think, in all regards. And so I kind of want to break it down with you and get into that whole nitty-gritty of what's happening.
Definitely. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, man. So first off, we've got the big Spaniard, your brother. Your older brother. Yeah, your older brother, right? Fernando, he's going to get a bit of an adjustment. Basically, you're seeing his health being reduced from 5,700 to 5,500. So basically a 200 health decrease there, reducing his movement speed from 365 to 360. And then for his shield, he's actually increasing the minimum cooldown when canceling the shield early based on the amount of health remaining from 7 seconds. And that's going up to 9 seconds.
Right. So starting with the health, Fernando already has the most health by far of any frontliner. I think the next closest are Makoa and Ruckus, sitting at about the 4,400 range. He's still more than 1,000 health above them. So this is kind of a step, bringing him more in line, making him a little bit more punishable in the health department. Now, as far as the movement speed, it's basically the same story. He's being brought in line with the other frontliners. That is their base movement speed. He was a little bit faster.
Makoa's 360,
than the rest, right? So they're all 360 right now. Now, the last one, the shield, is a little bit more interesting. The mechanic with that is, based on how much damage the shield has taken, that will kind of indicate how long the cooldown is going to be, with a base of 7. So 7 was just a little bit too quick. If you were chasing kills, you could pop it up strategically to eat like a Drogo salvo or something, drop it, and keep going, and your cooldown will be much lower. So this is kind of like, it makes you have to think about when you're going to pop the shield, makes it more dangerous to pop the shield, and you really have to commit to the shield when you're going to pop it.
I mean, a lot of the conversation with Fernando's always been that he's a multi-purpose, like he's just a do-it-all kind of guy, and so this is kind of, I think, making you have to make those tougher decisions in terms of, do I want to stay and protect my team, or do I want to go out and confirm this kill that I think I can get? A little bit more risk-reward makes him a little bit more manageable on the tank side. Of course, moving on, speaking of the opposite of tanks, we got the sniper, Kinessa. Getting a little bit of love. Okay, so Kinessa, Transporter, that's cooldown is getting reduced from 12 seconds to 10 seconds.
Yeah, so the thing with that, Kinessa is a very vulnerable character. Situational in terms of when you want to pick her, when it's safe to pick her. And the big thing here for me is, with the Transporter being a lower cooldown, what this is going to allow you to do, in my opinion, is you're going to be able to reposition kind of willy-nilly. You don't have to be like, all right, if I use this, I could be caught out. Like, bringing that cooldown down, you can use it kind of not thinking about it, reposition in the moment, and the cooldown's going to be shorter. You'll be safe again sooner, type of thing, because it's a very good repositioning tool. You know, what comes to mind is Timber Mill. Most people sit on that back thing, but when it's time to move up and reposition to the long other roofs that are alongside the point, that's a very good tool for doing that there, and it's less punishing to do that with a shorter cooldown.
And in general with Kinessa, it's kind of like one transporter, and you've either won or lost your fight, essentially.
Yeah, and one more thing. With Restore, which is, it'll heal you when you throw the transporter, you'll have more effective healing in a fight as a result of this reduced cooldown.
Very good point.
Another thing to notice.
So Kinessa getting some quality of life changes there. 2-second reduction in her transporter cooldown, so that's fantastic. Now Makoa, another turtle,
One of my faves.
Another champion you're excited about. Not another turtle. I don't know if you like other turtles. I'm not sure if you're a turtle connoisseur or anything like that.
I'm a monogamous turtle relationship kind of guy.
Oh, okay, cool. So just Makoa's the one. Basically, Makoa is actually getting a bit of a buff to his cannon damage.
That's right.
And his ancient rage damage, basically.
To keep it in line.
To keep it in line. So it's going from 600 to 650 on both those accounts.
Correct. So it'll help him. His whole thing is burst, whereas Fernando and Barrick, they're more like point control. I'm going to control this fight. Fernando can kind of do some other things as well. But Makoa's like, I'm going to get the pick. I'm going to hook you and put you in a bad spot, and I'm going to kill you.
Right.
And that's what he does.
Right.
And we want to make sure he wasn't doing as much damage as some of the other supports, just out of the nature that they're able to be in the fight for so long, controlling and doing all that sort of thing. So when Makoa catches you, it needs to be punishing, right? For landing that skill shot, they need to be rewarded. He's going to do a little bit more damage. It's going to help also, like you mentioned, with the Ancient Rage that's being brought up alongside the cannon damage to 650. So he'll be hitting harder in his ultimate as well.
Fantastic. I think also when people pick Makoa, they're not necessarily thinking, I think they're thinking damage is something that I want to be doing.
I'm gonna kill you.
So this might
Whenever
just
I have to tank, I pick him because I'm just going to get kills anyway.
More aggressive, tank. Whereas Fernando actually is really doing that role now. It'd be interesting to see where that all falls in line. Now we're seeing another kind of bump up for one of our support champions here. Maldamba is actually getting a health increase from 2,500 health to 2,600 health. So just about 100 health increase. Nick, talk to me about that.
Yeah, so he's got a little bit of shorter escape range, obviously. The Slither is very short range. His healing, his only self-healing, comes from either a card or from standing in his gourd. And if he's going to be standing in his gourd, he's probably going to be with his team in danger, on the point.
Right.
So with this health increase, he'll be a little bit more survivable, have a little bit less deaths per game, a couple more hits, maybe get around the corner, whereas you might have 100 health now left instead of being dead on the floor.
That's right. Okay, so Maldamba getting a little bit of love. We've also been seeing him picked up and played a little more in esports recently.
People are figuring him out.
I think it will be interesting to see how this helps his quality of life as well. Shaolin is actually just getting a fix to one of his cards, Grounded, which I use in my build quite a lot. So this is a buff for me. But it fixed an issue where this card was healing for 13% less than intended at all ranks. And that just kind of self-explanatory,
Just quality of life. Just a little bug fix there. So now he'll have the intended amount of healing with that Grounded card.
Beautiful.
That's a planted card.
Right. Now, another support that's getting touched is Ying, and she's actually seeing a result from actually a change onto one of her cards. That is Carry On, and that's being reduced. The amount of the duration increase for basically what this card does is it increases the duration your clones can stay alive in a fight before having to put them back out again.
That's correct.
So the duration that they increase your clones' kind of life is being reduced from 3, 6, 9, 12 to 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, so this may seem drastic, but one thing to think of is the clones already have a very long base duration, and the thing we want to avoid with cards is making those 1 or 2 point wonders where the bottom tiered values are so strong already that you never even really think, like picking up the level 3 and the level 4 values of the card is way overkill. And so you're always getting level 1 or level 2 of these. I'm still holding these keys, by the way. I just played a ranked game, and that's all that's left of my keyboard. I don't know why I'm still holding those. Anyway, so yeah, the philosophy here, making these 1 or 2 point wonder cards, you got to think more. Do I really want this? Do I want to go for that level 3, that level 4? Do I want to make this the crux, the staple of my build, as opposed to just grabbing level 1 of this because it's so strong at level 1?
One of the other things that I think that makes complete sense, so I'm totally all for that. I think also probably the mentality, the design kind of concepts too, are it seems like they don't want to make any 2-card drastically change, a playstyle so much, right?
Sure.
Or make something so impactful. And I think just adding these great bonuses, these great effects, these like adjustments are great, but if something becomes just, oh my god, you just have infinite clones, that's not necessarily the intention, of Ying, to just always only have your clones up forever. So I think that's actually a really good point. Now, we know there was a little bit of a bug, something happening with Bomb King. Bomb King actually got a bit of an adjustment, or is going to be getting a bit of an adjustment to his knockback. His
jolt. So with jolt, with the knockback, it was kind of like the knockback system as a whole that would sometimes cause jolt to inconsistently apply like this absurdly novelty-sized knockback where you would just go to the moon, and you'd be like, okay, why did that happen? So this is just kind of just a cleanup thing. Yeah, just why do I see all of the maps in Paladins right now? Where am I? But yeah, it's just kind of a cleanup to make it more consistent. So now you'll get a feel for how far you're actually going to be knocked back on jolt. It'll be consistent every time you get hit by it.
Excellent. I just want to make sure we're actually at this. There is a couple others. There is Evie, who is actually getting an adjustment as well. So we're seeing actually Wormhole This has been a card that's been kind of, after Evie got her initial kind of nerfs and changes, we saw Wormhole become a very big, relevant part of a lot of players' loadouts when they were playing the champion.
That's
and
correct.
now we're seeing a bit of a reduction to that. So you talked about those 1-2-point wonders. Wormhole now going from 2, 4, 6, 8 in terms of the amount of seconds that allows you to blink back to your original location. 1, 2, 3, 4 are going to be the current values.
Yeah, so like you said, it makes it less of a 1 or 2 point wonder. So now this is going to have effects on the rest of her build. So if you got comfortable with the duration, most people were picking up at level 1, which is 2 seconds, or level 2, which is 4 seconds. So now if you want to get to those values, you still can, and it won't change your playstyle at all, but what you will have to do is decide where you're going to give up those points in your build along the other cards.
Right. A lot of people complaining about maybe the sustain of Evie as well, and how she has such a high effective health pool in combat. So, you know, this could essentially help with that by forcing someone to pick up a little bit more Wormhole, take a little bit of less healing, and kind of balance her out overall there.
Absolutely.
One of the champions that I think
Give and take.
kind of gets into people there. We love Evie, but, you know, she does a lot. There's another one, Buck, who does quite a lot, and he's been doing very well lately.
Yeah.
We actually really enjoy Buck. He got a little bit of a bug fix to neck shot, so he actually gained 15% extra damage on his bonus for his bonus damage after hitting somebody after they've been slowed. And so now what's happening is that there was another slow in his kit.
There was.
And that's going to be removed. So the heroic leap no longer slows enemies upon landing.
Yeah, so it's something that it was almost kind of bloat for the ability, right? Because it's a low cooldown, high mobility leap that does damage when you land, and it's slowed, on top of the fact that he already had another slow in his kit. It's kind of just like cutting that back and reducing the amount of time that Buck is going to be able to keep you crowd controlled and slowed. So as soon as your heroic leap slow would wear off, you could just land your net ship. And also, it makes net shot harder to confirm, makes the combo more rewarding, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's just, you know, Buck is already very good at a lot of different things, and a lot of, I think the tuning definitely has to do with what are those extras that feel like he's just, you know, Buck's one of the oldest champions in the game, right? He's been in for the longest, so I think just taking away some of the things that felt unnecessary for him to have in order to still do his job and still be a successful champion can improve with some of the frustration that maybe people have against playing against him, which is definitely that perma-slow type thing. Well, Nick, that's going to be it for the balance section today. Thank you for joining me, man. It's been great having you on the show. I appreciate it, man. See you later.
I'm out.
All right, take it easy. Now let's cut back to the rest of the squad, because of course that's it for balance today, but we will move on with actually some community questions that we have. And Alyssa, you are you're kind of the go-to person for collecting these things. I know Rory may have picked out a couple of things as well, I'm not sure, but we definitely have some that you've prepared for us.
Right, absolutely. So every patch preview, we reach out to the community beforehand and ask if you guys have any questions. So we've got a few of those today.
By the way, Alyssa, how do people, if they want to ask questions, do that in terms of, do they just follow your Twitter, or?
We post on Reddit, and then we also post on Twitter. So you can use hashtag Paladins Patch Preview to ask questions, or you can post on the subreddit.
Awesome. Great.
Yep. So the first question is, can we please get confirmation on exactly what a flank kill consists of?
That's obvious.
Yeah, so a little clarity on that.
Little pre-question chuckles. He knows. He knows.
And their chuckles are there, obviously, because we've spent a lot of time internally kind of getting these systems working right. And, you know, it should come as no surprise the development team is a bunch of perfectionists, right? When we look at certain things we know that we want to improve in the future, we always smile a little bit when we're partway through that process. So a little clarity on that. If you look at the best in class at the end of a match, you will see the 4 of each role, and then how they get to that top role. And we wanted to keep it kind of a singular, very easily recognizable, understood stat that each class could kind of show, like, okay, I'm a front line, I'm supposed to stay on the objective, I need objective time, or I'm a damage dealer, I do damage, I should do that more, right? And kind of keeping that all in line. The one that was probably the biggest challenge for us to kind of find a singular representation of what they do was flank. Realistically, when we thought about doing eliminations, but that didn't really seem right. We thought about, you know, getting last hits or solo kills, but it's unfortunate with solo kills if if a teammate just tagged it on accident, or Victor shot him and you didn't get that solo kill. It doesn't feel like you're still doing your job, but it didn't feel like you were getting rewarded for it. So when we launched the best of class, we created a new stat called flank kills, and flank kills right now basically count if you get a kill on someone, even if it's an elimination, or you kind of get that, as long as you get a kill on somebody where no of your teammates were nearby. So it's an isolated kill. You were there with the player. You killed them, and there wasn't a teammate within range to assist you in doing that. So it's kind of like a next step for a solo kill, because solo kill is if no one else has damaged that target from 100 to 0, that's a solo kill within a certain time frame. But we felt that that was just a little bit tough to kind of keep track of. And as our Evie, if you fly away and come back and someone tagged that target, you don't get credit for, which felt weird. Now, this is a stat, again, we didn't really have a great solution for it when we first put it out, but we actually are looking to kind of tweak this stat even more to enhance what flank players do and what they do well. So as we get more and more advanced with doing that, we'll hone in on what it is a flanker does, try to highlight that better.
Yeah, and I mean, for a flanker, I mean, the goal is probably to just get into that fight, isolate those targets, essentially, as an Evie or an Androx.
Pick them off.
I mean, Androx is damaged, but he can often do that flank roll. Bug, for instance, just get into that Kinessa, and that's you. That's the 1v1, essentially. A lot of flanks find themselves in 1v1, so if you come out on the better end, get a flank kill.
The push for that, obviously, is, and the difference there between solo kill and flank kill was more around, you don't get credit if you run to the capture point and start shooting the front line and kill them.
Right.
That's kind of the big thing, is it, and also why solo kills didn't make as much sense is it's okay if someone runs off the fight and goes to the back and you pick them off. Right, if someone's helping you or you're part of the fight during the team fight aspect, which is good, but that's more of what damage does, right? They're there to kind of lay down covering fire, take people down low on HP and finish them off. But the flankers are there to go around the edge, to find people that are low and ran away, or find people that are kind of, Kinessa's in the back sniping, and you find her and get behind her and kill her, right? That's what your core job is, and so by making it more around isolation, it encourages you to kind of peel off of the capture point fight, not stand behind your Fernando and kind of find your element off to the side.
Got it. So it's a lonely life as a flanker, but that's where the best.
I love it. That's the life I live,
That's
baby.
the life I live, baby. All right, so we got another question, I think.
Yes, the next question is, how will the new anti-cheat system work?
So we are continuing to improve our anti-cheat. We do have a pretty active anti-cheat right now, and something that we've been improving over years and years and years, right? We had it in Tribes, Global Agenda, it's Smite, it's evolving into Paladins now. We are currently banning thousands and thousands of people